Lastly, but not the least, in our special guests of honor who have agreed and spoken so far, it gives me great honor and pleasure to now introduce and invite our last guest, which is Deepa Duraiswamy ji. So Dr. Deepa, she holds degrees in engineering management, which is the usual run-of-the-mill, which a lot of Indians go towards. But after spending more than 15 years in brand strategy and innovation with the global companies, her desire to understand the agamas and make them more accessible for a modern audience is what led her to an interdisciplinary PhD on temple management in the agamas at the Department of Sanskrit at the University of Madras. And this has now been published as a book by Indic Academy under the same name. She has taught an introductory course on Shaiva Siddhanta at the Department of Shaiva Siddhanta, University of Madras, and she teaches a course on temple management on the Indica Courses platform. So with that, I request Deepa ji to come and share a few words with us.
Thank you, Abhinav. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I'm so overwhelmed, as I'm sure many of you are, at such amazing talks by these stalwarts. And as they say, Agamam Shiva Vaktrebhya Gatanchu Girija Mukhe Matantu Shiva Bhaktanam Tasmat Agamam Cheti Katyate. They say that when Lord Shiva revealed the Agamas, it was first revealed to Devi, Girija Mukhe. It first went to Girija, and from her, as the mother, it came to the world. So as I see this panel at all these eminent women, it looks like, the beauty of temples and history and architecture and, Indic knowledge, all these women on the panel today holding forth, it really seems like Girija Mukhe we are getting, knowledge. And especially Vasundhara ji, Shatakoti pranams to you it was like a small history class that we sat in on. So we are all blessed today. It is like a dream come true to share the stage with my personal heroes like Dr. Chitra Madhavan, Dr. Meenakshi Jain, and so on. And I think that's the magic of Indic Academy. Indic Academy published my thesis on temple management in Agamas. So actually, last year when I wanted to publish the thesis, only because I thought it was relevant, there was a lot of conversation happening around temple management. And I thought in some way this might help, contribute to the conversation. I went to a lot of traditional publishers, and the scene today is that the author pays the printer to cover the cost of publishing. And then the publisher, puts it across to the libraries. That is the model. And, because the idea is nobody buys thesis. I mean, who buys academic books in any case? But my sense was I'm already an outsider to academics and, this whole Indic culture. I only got in because I wanted to study it, and I came from a different tradition altogether. And I called up Dr. Chitra Madhavan, who is so generous in spite of all her schedule. She's only a call away for students. She helped me a lot during my thesis. She brought her books to the library and gave it so I could refer. So, I mean, the sheer generosity and as a guru, you want to share your knowledge. So she said, this is the scene in India, and I got sponsorship for my thesis publication. So maybe you can try for sponsors, because my whole thing was when you pay for publication, does that reflect on your credibility? That was my worry. So out of a whim, I had participated in the Himalayan writing retreat, and there was an Indic Academy scholarship, and I'd applied for it and I got it, and I went. Dr. Meenakshi Jain, I also contributed a short story to your Flight of Deities anthology. I was so inspired by your book that, I just had to write the story of Meenakshi, and, that workshop also helped. So I said, why not contact, Indic Academy? I just went to the website. I had no other connection except, I'm a general admirer of the work that they do. I picked up Hariji's email address from there. I just wrote a mail saying, I did this thesis and I would like to publish it. Do you think you might be interested? So he immediately wrote back with his number. He said, let's talk. The next day we spoke. I just rattled off saying, I'm so excited, Shaivagamas, temples. He listened to me for 20 minutes. He said, let's do it. And the next day he mailed the printer, and that's it. It was done. I mean, I have never, in my years of corporate experience with all these, decision making and all that, I have never seen such quick decision making. There is absolute no nonsense. There's complete heart. The Agamas, again, I quote, Mrigendra Agama says, Chaitanyam Drikriya Rupam. It's vision and action. So, one can see that vision and action in reality here. I should also mention Dimple Ji. I teach a course on Indica courses, as on the same book. Immediately talking to her is like like getting charged by a lightning bolt, lift you up from your own self-doubt and all that to a place where they energize you to actually contribute. You are in a place where you're only thinking about, now how do I contribute, which is the best place to be. So I congratulate you both, Bharat and Gurpreet. I got your book. Thank you. And it is amazing. It's beautiful. I cannot say any more than what these awesome scholars have said. But I just want to add a couple of points to those who are listening. Dr. Meenakshi said the temples are the heritage of the whole land. It's not just the kings who made it, or the whole idea that it was just those in power. But why did everybody love the temple? Because the Agama says Sarvesham Rakshanarthaya Gramadishu Visheshata. So this is for the protection of the village. This is for everybody. Sarvesham, the vision of the whole the philosophical construct. Everything, the temple is the yantra, the tantra was the agama, and the mantra was what the acharya said. It was a working system. It was like an advanced working system towards one goal, towards harnessing the spirituality and sort of accelerating the process of moksha, both bhukti as well as mukti. Be prosperous, be happy where you are, as well as our the purusharthas of dharma, artha, kama, moksha, pushing everybody towards moksha through whatever philosophical system, be it the Lakula Pashupata systems in Karnataka, or the Shaiva Siddhanta systems across the country. And it's very interesting that Bhatta Ramakantha, for example, in Kashmir, he wrote a vritti on the Kiranagama. There is a fallacy that because all these beautiful temples are in the south, Shaivagamas, Shaivism was in the south, Siddhanta was in the south. It was all over the country. So in Kashmir, when Bhatta Ramakanta wrote his Kiranavritti in the 10th century, Aghora Shivacharya quotes from him when he is writing from Sirgari in Tamil Nadu. He quotes from him in his works of Aghora Shivacharya Padhati. So this was really a beautiful, like many of the scholars have said, it's a beautiful merging of ideas, sharing of ideas. It was it was a brilliant, vibrant, intellectual, creative, spiritual environment, which is our legacy. And especially those from the north, when you look at this book and when you look at all these beautiful pictures, you should actually look at it as a time warp, not into something that the south has, but into something which is a heritage of this entire nation. This is like looking into the past at our own common legacy, our own common heritage. With that, I congratulate Gurpreet and Bharat. May you write many more books. May all the inscriptions speak to you. May all the sthapatis of old inspire you, and may we all benefit as a result. Thank you, Indica. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa ji, so much for your kind comments. Yes, absolutely, we all wish and hope that Bharat and Gurpreet continue to write more books on more topics related to our temples. And there is so much more that needs to be brought out in different forms and manners, because different people consume information in different ways. So we definitely look forward to that.